Are you wanting to show at a recognized show, dressage, or event, even Western dressage, and don't quite know what you need to have as far as memberships, or it just seems overwhelming? Well, I've got you. We're going to interview a show manager today on what we need to have everything together so that we can enter the show. Cassidy just cut the video in half. She was like, I have a chart on sporting services. Cassie, you pronounce your last name?
Olchin.
Oh, that's not what I was going to say.
No.
And your website for sporting services?
Sportingservices.net.
Perfect. And we're standing in front of your booth, which is?
A little bit of everything. It's Dane Doodads, it's Studio Trouvé, it's Dumpster Fire, and it's Equestrian.
And Dumpster Fire and Equestrian are yours, correct?
And Studio Trouvé too, all the art stuff.
Oh, and all of the art you do?
Yes.
We absolutely love it. Okay, we're going to go get in the shade and talk for a minute, me and Cassidy.
We bought the company to do organized shows in 2016. So, or 2017?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so almost a decade now.
Wow. And you run everything, basically. You run events?
So we do schooling events.
Schooling events,
yeah,
okay.
So the only recognized shows we do are the dressage shows.
And what's the difference in what's the difference in the ranking of the shows?
So schooling events here in North Carolina, most of them are still done under most of the rules that USEF is as well, because we have NCDCTA, which requires the rules to still be followed, even though it's a schooling event. It just doesn't have all the requirements as far as memberships and horse registrations. And now starting December 1st, horses have to be microchipped as well. And so
it must be microchipped.
Yes.
Okay.
So the schooling shows don't have that either.
Okay.
And a lot of the attire rules are lax at the schooling shows. Right,
so you don't need a coat and braiding and things like that.
Correct.
Okay.
And then to recognize shows, there's still a couple levels of recognized shows. So if you look at dressage, you can attend a dressage show and just do opportunity classes. So you still don't require all the memberships. You can go
just for North Carolina, or is
that's all over?
Okay, US wide.
But not every show offers opportunity classes.
An opportunity, you can only do a few, correct?
No, you can do opportunity as long as you want, but it only goes up to a certain level.
Okay.
To get a show pass to do, if you're going to be a non-member, you can only do a certain number of those. You can't do that like for every show. Of course, you wouldn't want to, because then it's still cost prohibitive to pay a show pass fee when you could just get a membership. In dressage then as well, if you're doing recognized and multiple times a year, it's best to get all your memberships. So you're talking USDF and USEF memberships.
And those are calendar. So like if I get them in June, I don't have to redo them until June. I think USEF is that way.
One of them is and one of them isn't.
One of them isn't.
Yeah.
And then the other's due in like December.
Yes, December 1st.
Yes. NCDCTA, North Carolina Dressage Combined Training Association, which is the state that we're in, I believe is calendar year.
It is not.
It is not calendar year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
there's
the
a
horse
discount, I think, in December.
Might be
a discount.
like later on.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the horse registrations are different depending on whether you want to go to regionals or qualify for BLMs or things like that. So you just kind of have to know.
BLMs are for Region 1, correct?
Only Region 1.
Region
correct.
1. Yep. For dressage.
We do have a chart with all of this kind of lined up.
I need to do to enter one of your recognized shows for dressage.
So first of all, it can be confusing if you just look at the rules and the entry form. And so the thing to remember is the show management is really there to help you. And so if you send in your entry and you just don't know, typically I would like to speak for us and everybody.
You are always great.
But my co-owner and I try to answer any questions before you get to the show, so that way it's not adding to the stress once you're at the show.
Right.
And get all those things, especially because USEF, if you're getting the USEF membership, Safe Sport is required. And Safe Sport is a little lengthier process than just like clicking a couple boxes online and entering your credit card information.
It indeed is. It indeed is. Yes.
So, reaching out to the show management before you get to the show. The other thing is dressage is much different than eventing. We're at an event today. And eventing, USEF doesn't recognize the lower levels. It's just, so you don't have to be a USEF member to compete at like novice or training.
And lower jumps, but still scary jumps. Yeah.
And so you still do have to be a USEA member, though, and the horse requirements.
Which for dressage we don't have to be.
No.
Yeah, USEA stands
eventing,
for
US Eventing Association.
Perfect.
So it's the USEF requirements are a little bit different versus the eventing world and the dressage world, and then the 100 jumper world is a whole nother battle in itself because they are much closer aligned with USEF as well. So really it's about reaching out and saying your goals, because if you want to do say you want to do qualifying scores at a USEF or a USDF show,
a regional championship,
so then you have to pay the qualifying fee as well
for each class.
Yes, and you have to have the full horse membership before that class to have those count. It can't just be, so there's several levels of horse. There's the just a horse ID, HID number, and then there's
free.
That's free.
That's free.
And then, but
something's free.
But you are required to have it. But then you have the full registration that's required if you're going to go to regionals.
Yep.
So you have to have that before you pay your qualifying fee.
And then you can look up online what your scores have to be in those classes to qualify. That's a different video.
Yes.
But again, let's reiterate your website for the chart, because you said you have a chart on the website.
Yeah, it's on the website, and we post it periodically on our Facebook page as well. It's the website sportingservices.net, and the Facebook page is Sporting Services Dressage, and we kind of update that chart and keep posting it because
definitely an eventer, because you say dressage. I love that. You can always tell an eventer. So you just helped run the first recognized Western Dressage show a couple weeks ago.
The first one in North Carolina.
Okay, that I've been to.
Yeah.
And it ran really well. And I had some students come that had never shown, and they asked you a whole bunch of questions. And you guys were so sweet about answering all of them. They were so worried about bombarding you with questions, but you would rather have the questions than have to deal with it in the backside, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No, the questions beforehand, it's best actually to say, to be very transparent and say, this is what I'm entering. This is what I hope to do. That might be, this is my only show of the year. I hope to enter training in first level. What do you suggest? Because the other problem that I see, that I've even had students myself do, is enter a show and think they need everything.
And that was the huge
$500.
That was the huge thing, is they were like, well, do we get all these memberships? And I was like, just ask them. I don't think so.
Yeah.
And so it was really good, so that they were able to come and really feel confident and made such strides in their riding and training.
Well, and now that was actually considered a USEF light show.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why at those shows, the only person required to have a membership is the trainer.
Which I do.
Got it. So,
but that also means that I'm going to get the phone call for your horse. I'm going to be the one that, if you're breaking the rules, they're going to be like, hey, Karen, that kid needs a helmet on. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's everything kind of falls back. So that way there is somebody who has the official, but so that's why it's really important to reach out to see what the show is, because and the level of show also depends. Like the opportunity classes we talked about, those aren't allowed at like level 4 dressage shows. So most of the shows around here, except for regionals, BLMs, I think, is a level 4, or maybe it was just, yes, BLMs is a level 4. But the level 2s and 3s can have opportunity, level 4 cannot. So there's different, and now we have the light shows. There's the level 1. So it kind of varies, and that's why a couple, embarrassingly long time ago, when you said, I need this video, it's such a loaded question.
We can't meet up because she's always busy, right? But I also want to be really clear. Every now and then someone's like, hey, I messaged Cassidy and she didn't get back. And I was like, it's a Saturday. She's at a show. She's not going to get back to you till midweek. And so be aware that, they still run shows. They're still teaching. They're still showing themselves. They also still have lives. She's got a family. So they get back to you when they can.
Also, we don't mind, at least me, I don't mind if you're like, hey, because also there's something about this time of year that we send out so many emails that my emails start going to people's spams. So if you don't hear back from a show manager on email, send them a Facebook message and say, hey, because we may have answered you. And it may have gone to spam.
Question about shots.
Yes.
That's new, and that's new for a lot of people that have to have a shot record going to shows. How long in advance do they need them? How much of a panic should this be?
It shouldn't be a panic. I think the shows, all it is that you have to have proof of vaccination. And so that could be your receipt if you give your own vaccinations. Okay. Tractor Supply receipt.
Okay.
That could be the official stamp and passport. That could be, you know, your invoice from the veterinarian. It's in North Carolina, we typically do spring and fall shots anyway, so everyone's usually pretty in compliance with that, because it's just proof. Some vets have, like a fancy form that they send with their people too, that say, here's where all the information is, in one spot. So if your vet has that, or if you're going to go to a show, you can say, hey, can you give me something official? But really it's just proof. So it could be that invoice, it could be a receipt, it could be anything.
Coming from the hunter jumper world, coming from the open show world, people that are dipping their toe into the eventing and the dressage and the Western dressage, there's a limit on how many classes you can do a day.
Mm-hmm.
How many classes for eventing can you do?
One
level. One. How about dressage?
Dressage it depends on the level you're doing.
The lower, like the intro is walk trot, and then there's one walk trot canter, and they can be done in a short arena.
Yeah, so I think you can do 3.
Ooh, we saw that coming. Yeah.
I think you can do 3 on the lower levels in the rule book, as far as where the cutoff is, as far as how many you can do. Most people choose to do 2, and then
that's
the FBI
for the
levels.
Horse.
Yes.
That's for the horse. Yes. Meaning, like, if Cassidy and her friend and I want to ride, we have to narrow it down to 2, and we have to have the levels that like coexist, like training level,
you
intro.
Can't, somebody can't take the horse in intro and somebody take it in second level.
Yes. Because, and that's the thing, we're talking about memberships and what you need. Those memberships are our umbrella that make sure the horse's welfare, ideally, the horse's welfare is taken care of.
Yeah, and you have to. There is, even though like dressage and eventing have a lot of overlap, there's several rules that don't apply. So eventing, your trainer can't ride. Dressage,
and you can't have your test called.
Yep. You're at dressage, your trainer can ride. You can have your test called. Things like that can get kind of confusing. Even my first show that I organized as an organizer, as an eventer coming in, I saw a trainer ride and was like, and that was fine. And then you have to make sure that you know the rules as far as warming up too, because dressage and eventing have different equipment rules in warm up and in the show ring. So you can, if you forget, that can be a really unfortunate elimination.
Okay, so even in the warm up, because you're a steward as well, which means you're like a technical delegate for eventing and Western dressage, correct?
Not for Western dressage, just for eventing. I have my FEI steward. But so the warm up has its own set of rules as far as equipment, and for dressage as well. So at a recognized dressage show, say you can warm up in a running martingale. Obviously, you can't go down center line in a running martingale. So you can. There's a whole set of rules as far as what's allowed in that warm up arena versus what's allowed in the actual show arena.
And I always say, go check in when you check into your show, because these are generally overnight shows that last a couple of days. Go check in and then ask the show management if you can talk to the steward, the technical delegate, about the equipment that you have.
I say, if anything is, so there's a couple things. Equipment, if it's ever anything questionable, if you use something that's a little bit odd. I even had a girth one time that I thought was a little odd, and I just grabbed the TD and said, can you okay this? The other thing to is if you have a horse that maybe got a bug bite or something where your leg is, or in an unfortunate spot, call ahead
and blood,
and yes,
blood or pink skin,
well, or even swelling or anything. Like, call and have the TD or official meet you when you unload that horse at the showgrounds, so you can take pictures and say, this is how the horse arrived and nothing happened while it was here.
Perfect.
Just so it's documented.
Perfect.
The classic got.
Oh, that's beautiful. Sorry, we're doing a little intermission. Look at her stuff. Cassidy, from again, the website is sportingservices.net. They have charts for what you need to enter a show, what you need to be prepared financially, and then you can always email her if you're having any questions trying to get into her shows. Ideally, only email
me about other shows too.
I was going to say, but all right, yeah. And you also run dumpster fire dressage, which is all the artwork, all the stock ties and things we just showed that are beautiful. And then your sister company is Equesterman.
That's my husband's, yes.
Oh,
but
okay.
He started it. He started the idea along with her husband.
It's so funny. On the social media, it's just hilarious.
But there may be females behind the social media.
So let's clarify what trainer, rider, coach are.
Yes. So it does. That is one thing that I think is a very kind of convoluted. Rider is obviously person riding, the person in the arena. The owner is who is registered with USEF as owning the horse.
United States Equestrian Federation.
Yes. So that needs to be made sure. It's like if you go buy a horse, it needs to be made, even if they have a full registration, you have to make sure that the owner is changed. Because if you search that through USEF, if you search that number and it comes up as somebody else, they're required to be the person that signs.
And let's say we panicked and just realized that, and I'm now changing paperwork. Do I send you that I'm changing paperwork now?
Yes.
Or do I call the old owner? And
No. Yeah, that can be done at the show.
Okay.
Yeah, and there is hotlines for some of this like last minute stuff.
I love that we have hotlines.
Okay. Because usually when you're doing it, it says, "Are you currently at a show?"
Oh,
and you click that.
Okay.
That's
yes.
the panic button.
Okay.
So it has kind of a protocol for that you can print out the sheet that says.
Perfect. Okay.
So the owner is who needs to be on the horse's name. And then trainers, that's where we get a lot of issue, is because trainer has to be signed for, and it's the person taking care of the horse.
Yes.
So it is not person coaching you. It's not who you call your trainer. Typically, it's who basically
is getting the phone call.
Is getting the phone call if that horse tests positive in a drug test.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. I was thinking loose horse.
Yeah, well,
in the middle of the night.
That too. But okay. But also, it's who is responsible for the care and custody, basically, of that horse.
Oh, I need to have a meeting with my group now, because that means I could lose. Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. She has anxiety now. It's fine.
We did coming in. It's fine.
So it's literally the person responsible, and pretty much every show that is a required membership. So you can't get a show pass fee for that one, because they want a person responsible. So you can't, like that was at the level one show, or the light show. It was required. So, and then the coach does not have to sign. If they are there and they are going to be doing lunging, coaching, riding your horse, they do have to sign. But if your coach stays home and you travel to the show, they don't have to. There doesn't have to be a coach's signature. There does have to be a signature for rider, owner, and trainer.
I will say I have been talked to by another TD that we know very well from this state, who was like, "Are you coaching them? Because you're not down as coach." Mm-hmm. And then I had to go sign real quick because I was like, "Oh yeah," they asked me. But so they take that, and the TDs and the stewards do look at that paperwork. They want to know who's who and who's doing what. And we also are required to have numbers on when the horses leave the stall. So they have to have numbers on the halter, when you're grazing, when you're walking, when you're bathing, when you're whoopsies, they left the stall. They must have a number on all the time, and that number will coordinate with all of these things that we're talking about. Who's the trainer, who's the owner, who's the coach.
Yeah. Okay. And typically, even what I do with personal horses is at a show like this, because it's so easy to forget that, is I just put a piece of duct tape on the halter and write the number on it, and so it stays on there the whole weekend.
Oh, I didn't know we could do that.
Mm-hmm. Like white piece of duct tape.
Now we know. Thanks.
As long as there is a number identifying the horse.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I thought it had to be that.
No, it can be. I mean, I also do like a flipped over old number that has a Sharpie.
Yeah, we do that too. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because it doesn't have to be a standard number. They also make those nice little flippy ones that you can redo that have the elastic on them that you just elastic around the corner. Okay. So then it just stays on the halter all the time, and then you don't have to worry about forgetting it when you come out.
Perfect. I love that. That was brilliant. Thank you. Well, I hope you have a great show.
Thank you.
Cassidy, Dumpster Fire Dressage, sportingservices.net. You can use code Mindset10 for 10% off at Dumpster Fire and Equestrian.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.